Hello, and welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. We got audio this time? Good? Yes? All right.
We
How about you guys? You have audio? Someone say something.
Hold on.
Hey, what? Oh, there's some audio. There's
Yeah.
some
Okay. So, for our faithful viewers who waited that out, thank you for your
We're
patience.
good.
I'm
Go ahead, mute that.
going to rerun the intro real quick. This is Tales from the Backlog on the Shadows of Arconia channel. If you don't know the channel, we run 2 shows on this channel. On Friday nights, we do ongoing games. Currently, we're in Cyberpunk Red, soon to be switching over to Worlds Without Number for our second long-form campaign set in the world of Arconia, from which this channel takes its name. And then on Mondays, like tonight, we do Tales from the Backlog, which is our other show. We do lots of new games over here. We try out all the things on our shelves that we haven't tried out before or haven't played in a while. We do have returning games from time to time. Tonight is one such game, Monster of the Week. And this is a powered by the Apocalypse system by Evil Hat. And it's great. We love it. I've played it once before as a player, at which time Jason was the keeper. And tonight, we're swapping that around. So, speaking of Jason, why don't you tell us about your character?
Yeah, I'm Jason. I'm playing Minmo.
Woo,
Minmo is a monster cat. Basically, a really large old cat with 2 tails. He's a big, fluffy, white and ginger cat. Kind of surly, kind of tough, or maybe a little weirder than tough, but Minmo's good people. I really should have written down my connections to Leon and Leticia, so I'm just going to tell you about their connections to me. Leticia, or LJ, is tied to my, my just pure cat-like hunger, and she is the sacred keeper of my Minmo snacks. And Leon, as a form of divine retribution, once tried to slay me, but I proved that I'm on the side of good with the duplicitous use of my big, adorable eyes, which Minmo doesn't really think he has. Minmo's kind of surly and old, but apparently he was able to pull it off that one time.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Mia, how about you?
Hello, I am Mia. I am playing LJ, or Lita Juarez. Right off the character sheet, it says the mundane. You heard about how monsters only pick on people with crazy powers who can fight back, yada yada. So I am the normal person amongst their group. I am a friendly 26-year-old, kind of athletic young lady. My connection to Minmo, as you have already heard, is we're good friends. To Leon, we were initially rivals who both now respect each other's talents. Mostly because I saved his ass once, and now he owes me a favor. Thanks, Leon. All yours.
You're welcome. So I'm Kenny. I'll be playing Leon Justice, and I'm playing a divine character. And so Leon is out here to fight the schemes of evil. And in particularly, he is out to right now figure out what happened to his friend, I believe Father Leo. But he's doing so with the help of LJ, who, as you've heard, was his rival. And so, yes, I owe her my life. And so, therefore, I guess I'm going to have to take care of her and her mangy cat, Minmo.
Oh, I saved you from Minmo kicking your ass. That's what it was.
So, little business here. We discussed already that LJ also knew Father Leo, So, we don't necessarily have to get into the specifics of that history, but perhaps it was through Father Leo that the two of you met each other. But what I would like to get into before we get into the actual mystery is how do you guys imagine the sort of concept of your group of hunters? Like what? Let me give you some examples from the book here, if I can find the team concepts is on page 22, and they're just examples, but examples are like Slayer and Entourage, which I imagine would be kind of like a Buffy the Vampire type situation, or Unexplained Cases team, which is more like the X-Files, or The Order, where you all work for some order, and of course the road tripping hunter family, which is a reference to Supernatural. Do you guys have an image in mind for how you work?
I mean, seeing as this character is literally me attempting to make Scooby-Doo as a cat.
I did notice that with the Minmo snacks. That was the tip-off.
Yeah, I was thinking Daphne when I was putting this character together from like the Scooby-Doo movie when she's like Kung Fu chopping the wrestler guy. I was like, yeah, that's her.
Okay. All right. And so Leon Justice is the Fred of this team? Are you muted there, Kenny?
Muted, Ken?
Got you muted, Kenny.
I muted as I was drinking. Yeah, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
He's
but
like
which
he's
Fred?
old. What's that?
But which Fred? Like OG Fred, like Mystery Incorporated Fred.
Oh gosh.
There's
like,
no
yeah,
need to discuss anything but OG Fred.
Yeah.
No, Mystery Incorporated Fred is good. He's good people.
Yeah. Sorry, I was picturing more of a Leon the Professional sort of older gruff killer relationship with
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's
I
great.
think what we've got
Okay.
here is one of the Scooby-Doo crossover episodes.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Where we've got Shaggy and Scooby here, or Daphne and Scooby,
No,
as the
it's
case may
no.
be.
This is one of the weird spin-off shows they did where they could only get like part of the cast.
Yep.
So it's like Daphne, Scooby, and special guest star.
Right,
Yeah.
like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. All
So
right.
it's Daphne, Scooby, and Jean Reno.
Yes, there you go. Bonjour.
Well, they met Batman like 800 times, I think.
Yeah.
All right, enough of that. Tonight's mystery is one that I found on the internet. I got it off DriveThruRPG. It's written by Nicholas Gulix Ronvel, and it is called The Guardians of St. Bernard. It is not about dogs. Thank goodness for Minmo.
Minmo can't handle himself.
So I will say this about that. LJ and Leon, you knew Father Leo Velasquez. He wasn't particularly old. He died at the age of 42 just recently of a heart attack. He lived in the town of Richfield, Maine, and he was a priest at the Church of St. Bernard. Now, you heard of his death just 2 days after he had called you, Leon, and left you a message which you failed to return. And then 2 days later, you heard that your old friend was dead. You know this. I'm going to do this with just a simple dice roll. LJ and Leon, both of you roll 1d6.
1.
1.
You know what? That sucks. Do it again.
3. God.
Okay.
We are connected together.
So, both of you, then, I was going to do whoever rolls higher, but since I don't want this to go on all night, both of you are aware that Father Leo, I almost said Leon. Father Leo was a hunter as well. He was the last member of an order of hunter monks who settled in Maine, having come out of France many years back. So, because of that information, and because of the phone call, something about the sudden death of Father Leo feels wrong. And so, you have jumped in the old mystery machine and headed off to Richfield. As you pass through the town, it's raining. It's autumn. There are dead leaves as far as the eye can see in the manner of Maine in autumn. You're seeing signs posted for upcoming local elections. There's a lighthouse that stands at the top of the ridge. You guys have all been to Richfield before. You know the sights, but it's been probably some years since you've been back here. And so you're seeing some places that maybe weren't here before, like the Wiccan shop in front of the old mosque. And some place that was here before but was under a different name, the repair shop, the auto repair shop, which is called the Pagan Knights Auto Repair Shop. And as you pass by, it seems, looking in to the garage, it seems to be full of a bunch of big biker types. Looking down the hill to your right as you pass by from the road, you see the harbor where a lot of fishing boats are returning due to an unexpected upcoming storm. Past the high school. And there are students getting out of class at the end of the school day. You see some of them walking out and immediately like taking off their school jackets and starting to like change into their goth get-ups. And that's all stuff that you see on your way in. The town is pretty spread out. It can be a mile between like little corners where there's a few buildings, but it's generally laid out in a bit of a loop. So you find your way over to the Church of St. Bernard. It looks as though there's nobody here at the moment, at least not in the main parking lot in the front. A new one seems to have been added. There's new asphalt around the side of the building, but you can't see over there. So what will you guys do?
There's been some interesting new additions to the town. Kind of curious about that repair shop. My motorcycle could probably use some tuning up.
Did you bring your motorcycle?
Sit on a trailer behind the mystery machine.
Sure. I was just assuming we were in the motorcycle, like Leon sitting in the sidecar holding on to Minmo.
Yeah, no, I like that with Minmo's claws digging into your leg, because Minmo doesn't really like riding in the mystery sidecar.
Canon. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can.
Does there seem to be anyone at the church?
Like I said, you don't see anyone right now. There's no cars in the front parking lot, but there has been possibly an additional parking lot added around the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole parking lot?
Yeah, I mean, it's a small town. There was lots of empty space. It looks as though there's an additional paved area that wasn't here before around the side of the church. Yeah.
What day of the week is it?
Tuesday, the most
The
evil day.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Hmm.
Right. We just roll up to the church and
Yeah,
check it out real quick.
Okay.
It's your motorcycle. You're driving.
Yeah, I mean that's the moment you stop, Minmo's just gonna leap out and start actually patrolling the grounds around the building. This is just a singular building, right?
Yeah, it's irregularly shaped though, because there's the main church building and then there's also the rectory where the priest lives.
So yeah, Minmo's like going to start patrolling around the whole building looking for a way in.
Okay. As soon as you go around the side where that new paving is, you do in fact see a vehicle.
Oh.
It is a Honda Civic for no reason.
The most evil of vehicles.
The most evil of vehicles.
Well, I'm going to continue looking for a means of egress into this building.
All right.
Like just check. I'm looking for like any kind of like open window, like even if it's up a little high, an open window, or like maybe a door I could open somehow.
I will say this, Minmo, there is no shortage of means of egress into this building. There's the front door, which was closed, but you're a cat, so you don't know if it's locked. And there are plenty of windows, some of which are open. For you specifically, no problem at all to get in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, like, the first window I see in the rectory are any of the windows in the rectory open?
Yes.
I'm just going to hop up on that windowsill and take a look around.
Okay. You see the inside of a place where a guy lived. There's a little kitchen. There's a restroom off to the side. He actually had like a little like living area / office and then a bedroom in a separate room. It's nothing remarkable can be seen from the windowsill.
And there's nobody in there.
There's nobody in there that you can see at this time.
Is there no one I can hear doing anything in there?
No, but if you're going to start listening, you hear something else.
Okay.
It's behind you, back at the car that you passed.
No.
There's someone in it. It's an older woman with gray hair, and she's crying.
I'm going to yowl to my compatriots if they're not there already to draw them over as I hop on the hood of the car.
Yeah, and I will just say, because Minmo gets the zoomies sometime. This has all happened in the time it took for LJ to like park the motorcycle and get the engine turned off and get off the bike. Like this all happened in that time.
Yeah, Leon's just stretching, getting out of the cramped sidecar, trying to deruffle his suit and trench coat.
Untangling the knees of a tall man from a motorcycle sidecar. Yeah.
Yeah. Rolling a cat lint, roller, to kind of get all the.
Oh yeah. No, Minmo's got like some decently medium length hair.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, Leon. This is the best I could do for transportation on short notice.
It's okay. It's okay. Where the hell did that cat go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I hear him over there.
All right. I guess we'll walk over in that direction, looking around to see, and if we're being watched.
Okay. So if you guys come around to where Minmo is, you see him meowling on the hood of a car with an old woman in it who has at this point stopped crying. And and is watching the cat on her window, on her hood, crying. And she is gonna get out of the car.
I'm just gonna follow her with my gaze as she exits her car.
She's
Not with
watching
my
you.
eyes, but
Yeah.
turning my head to watch her go.
She's watching you as well. She's going to actually come up. She's going to say, "Oh my, you're a big girl, aren't you? What are you doing?" She's going to reach out. Are you don't bite now. Don't bite.
No,
Do you bite?
I'll let her pet me.
She's going to pet you. She's like, "What's the matter? Why are you crying?"
Minmo looks back at where he's expecting his.
Yeah.
Around the corner.
I'm realizing,
Like,
of course.
Crying.
I'm realizing, of course, that the spacing image I have in my head is not being universally perceived. But by getting out of the car and coming up to the hood to face you, Minmo,
Right.
she has turned her back to the corner that Leon and LJ will be coming from. So if you guys come around the corner, she's going to have her back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I'll stifle a laugh seeing, Minmo getting his belly rubbed.
No belly rubs. Just
No belly rubs.
Petting my back.
Okay.
I'm going to shout out. It's like, "Oh, Minmo, you looks like you found a new friend."
No.
And she'll turn around. She's going to kind of jump like a foot in the air and turn around. Oh, I thought I heard an engine. I didn't realize it was. Can I help you?
Leon's looking around, kind of, again, keeping more of an eye out to see if there's anyone else
Okay.
paying attention, watching us.
I'm going to step up and it's like, "Well, we had heard news about Father Leo, and we're here to pay our respects."
Oh, did you know Father Leo?
I'd met him a couple times over the years.
I see. Well, yes, he passed quite suddenly in his sleep. We don't have many people coming to the church these days. I was the only one to come up today to go through his belongings, but I couldn't. I haven't brought myself to go inside yet.
No. And Minmo's gonna hop down from the roof, hop back up onto the window, and hop down into the rectory, and start scratching at the nearest doorway to the outside.
Is that your cat?
I wouldn't say that we own him or her, excuse me. She's with us. Yeah. Sorry. He's with us.
Yeah, I think
we don't really own it. He hangs out with us.
I think this woman said she just because that's what people say to cats.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But LJ would know that.
Definitely. It's like, oh, well, yeah, he is. We feed him, He keeps us company. He's our friend more
That's
than
the way it is with cats, isn't it?
Yeah. So true.
Well, you, sir, did you know Father Leo as well?
Yes, we went back very far, and I didn't catch her name, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Helen. I go to church here. I've known Father Leo for many years.
Interesting. He hasn't spoken of you before.
Well, he hasn't spoken of you either. What's your name?
Leon.
You're Leon, and you were friends with Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. And your name is? I didn't catch it.
Oh, Lita. My friends call me LJ.
LJ. Your cat had. I've never seen that before. Two tails?
It's an odd mutation, yes, but it's kind of fun to watch the tail, especially when they get flippy. When he gets angry, one tail will flip while the other will just rest there. It's hard to tell exactly what he's thinking sometimes.
I had a cat many years ago who had two different colored eyes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sounds sweet, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you know Father Leo?
Leon?
Well, we do Father Leo before his days of entering the priesthood.
Is that so? That must have been quite some time ago.
Yep. We go way far back.
And I only met him in the last few years, but yeah, we shared some mutual interest and sometimes the occasional goals.
Are you in the ministry then?
I'm not. No. I just find myself in places where I like to help people, give back to the community as best I can.
Oh, interesting. You can see LJ and Leon that she's uncomfortable with the sort of lack of details that you're giving her. You get the impression that this is a woman who's used to people just chattering away with her. That's what she wants to do, and she wants you to do it with her. But you guys, you're being a little bit reserved with details.
Yeah.
So,
Meow.
Minmo, you ran off. Did you go back to the rectory?
Yeah, no, I'm literally in the rectory.
Okay.
Like pawing at the front door, and I've now started crying at the front door, waiting for someone to open the front door.
She said, "Oh, I think your cat got in the rectory. I suppose the Lord wants me to go in there." She goes over. I've been trying to get myself to open this door for an hour.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll help you.
Well, I guess it would be okay.
Yeah, if there's anything that needs us, some heavy lifting, we can help bring it to your car.
Oh, that would be so nice of you. Yeah, she's gonna open the door, and it opens outward, revealing an agitated Minmo trying to get your attention.
Yeah, no, when that door opens, Minmo kind of looks outside and then wanders further into the rectory.
For a brief moment, I reach into a pouch, and before you walk off, Minmo, I toss a couple of treats on the floor for you.
Oh, yeah, no, Minmo will then abandon his further delving into the rectory to go after those treats.
That's a good kitty, and come down and pet you on the head.
Wow.
So, ma'am, when's the last time you talked to Father Leo?
Last Sunday.
Now, was he feeling all right? Because he called and he didn't. He sounded just fine.
Oh, he called you.
Yeah.
What did he say he wanted?
Unfortunately, I was out of the house when he called. So I by the time I called him back, it was too late.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Yeah.
So you may be the last person that he called. She comes over and she's just gonna give you a hug.
Yeah, I just kind of stand there like awkward.
She is oblivious to your awkwardness. People need
I'm gonna
hugs
put
when
a-
they're sad.
Yeah,
I'm going to put a hand on Leon's shoulder as well.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
It's okay, Leon. It's okay.
Yeah, so Father Leo, his place, not particularly clean, not particularly messy. There's a few days worth of unwashed dishes in the sink. I'll rephrase. There's 1 day's worth of dishes, but they've been there a few days. And yeah, you see the bed is made, but not well. That kind of thing.
And so this church, is it I'm assuming it's a Catholic church?
It is a Catholic church.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been here about 100 years. And I'm trying to decide if you would know this. Maybe I should look at some hero moves. Nah. There's no reason you wouldn't know this. This church used to be in France and was moved to Maine in the early 20th century.
Wow. Okay. So unusual.
You guys, Lita and Leon, and I suppose you've probably informed Minmo about the purpose of the trip. You know that, like I said earlier, Father Leo was the last of an order of hunter monks.
Yeah.
And it was those people that moved the church here. This was kind of the head of the center of operations for their order, which has since declined to the point where the last one of them just died.
Did they have any particular relics for their order that we would know of, that they would use as part of their hunter order?
Nothing that you know of, but it stands to reason that if they were an accomplished order of hunters, that there might be something of interest around.
Okay. So, Helen, you hadn't told me, what was your role here in the church?
Well, I used to organize church events from time to time. I wasn't employed by the church. I'm actually retired. I retired about 5 years ago, and since then I've been organizing the bake sales and the car washes and things like that. I would help out Father Leo however I could from time to time. He didn't have a staff. It looks like a nice big church building, but we were short of parishioners and therefore short of church funds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also have very little charm, so I'm probably the worst the worst person to try and get something out of her.
I wouldn't know what to ask her. It's specifically, do you have something in mind to ask her?
Well, I was just trying to figure out maybe what she did at the church, if we could figure out her relationship to Father Leo. Maybe we can get her to divulge some information.
Yeah, I could try to manipulate her as a move. Use my charm to get any additional information out of her.
So your goal is additional information. I'm going to ask you to clarify about what.
I think I want to ask her how well she knew Father Leon, if she knew about his history and his, the particular order that this church was a part of.
Then go ahead and roll manipulate someone. For any viewers who aren't familiar, that's going to be 2d6 plus Lita's charm stat.
And I have a 2 in charm. And I rolled a 3 and a 4, so 7 plus 2.
That's a 9.
Partial success.
So can you tell me specifically what you're saying to her to represent this 9 on manipulate someone?
So Helen, over the years that you've known Father Leo, has he told you any stories of his past, of some of his adventures, and about the other monks that he was associated with?
Well, I didn't know too much about his past. He talked about having grown up in Delaware. I know he went to college, but didn't finish, and instead left and went to the seminary. He never talked very much about why. I wonder what history you're referring to.
I was just curious because I had heard that he had been a bit of an adventurer at times, when times allowed it.
An adventurer? Well, I heard that as well. I don't quite know what that means. I assume it's that he would travel, but he did say something one time about the order of monks, of which he was the last, and implied that they were an order of adventurer monks. He didn't. I don't know what he meant really, but I know he would disappear from time to time, and we wouldn't have service that weekend if he was gone on a Sunday, and then he'd come back. And once or twice, he did seem to come back with injuries, and we kind of assumed he was just doing some sort of extreme sports or something.
Yes, occupational hazards for an adventurer.
Yes. Well, I suppose we should get to it. And she's going to... You know what? The first thing she's going to do is go to the sink and wash the dishes.
Oh, ma'am, let me take care of that for you.
No, I've got this. Why don't you...
Well, they're washing dishes. Minmo is going to slink into the bedroom and start snooping around.
Sure.
Checking beds, checking in closets.
Why don't you give me an investigative mystery roll?
Leon's checking the fridge, looking for anything good to drink or eat.
Oof. All right, so I've got a 7.
Okay. So that means you get to ask me one question from that list. You have the list in front of you?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? What's being concealed here?
Okay, so you're poking at things, you're rooting at blankets.
Well, I mean, I'm like literally going under the bed and looking at stuff, and then
absolutely.
going in the closet, pulling stuff, like trying not to be too over loud about it, pulling stuff down. Getting up like the like whatever that like the shelf in the closet, and looking around up there.
What is being concealed here is what is absent from this room and what you didn't see anywhere in the rectory. The tools of a hunter. There are no weapons here. Wherever he keeps them, it's not in the rectory.
No.
You got that, Leon?
Yeah. No. What did Leon find in the fridge?
The cold chicken leg there.
You find some food
Okay.
that, you know what?
Roll.
Why don't you roll investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
And there's some mystery meat. Oh my god.
5.
It's baloney.
Okay.
No.
But mark experience.
You have, mark experience. It's
All right.
it's bad baloney. It has gone bad.
Oof. Oh. Okay. Kind of looking to see, trying to figure out like how long some of this has been here. But okay. I'll close the refrigerator door.
Okay. At this point, Helen is going to turn to you, LJ, and she's going to say, there's probably a lot of stuff that we need to take out of here. We kept the large trash bags in the kitchen in the back of the church, the bigger one that we would use for events. Would you mind going?
No, not at all. I'm sorry. Did you say there was a key?
Yeah, she's gonna hold up a key and just sort of direct you to like the back door that goes into the church kitchen.
Okay, thank you. I'll be as quick as I can. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
As you walk that way, it's clear to you that this kitchen is a later addition to the building. The original church was kind of just the cathedral, the part that probably got moved from France. But this is, it's not new now, but it was definitely not original to the building. So getting back there, you find, like a large kitchen like you would have at a venue, not at someone's house. And when you open the door...
Before she opens the door...
Yes.
Can I have followed her in there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you're following with LJ, or are you finding another entrance?
No, I'm following LJ.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to say that, Minmo, you detect it first. It is the smell of blood the instant that door cracks.
Meow. Blood.
Meow.
Blood in here.
I recognize that smell.
You sometimes get that smell in kitchens, but not this strongly.
Yeah. Minmo, be careful.
If a human character had asked that question, I would say that's ridiculous. Smells don't come from somewhere specific. But since Minmo has asked, yeah, it's not coming from inside the kitchen. It's coming from beyond the open doorway to the rest of the church.
Yeah, Minmo's gonna pretty single-mindedly just ignore the kitchen then and go straight for that smell of blood.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give the kitchen a quick once-over, a cursory investigation as I pass through.
Okay. So at this point, it's... the kids were getting out of school when you passed by, and then you drove a little further and you got up here. It's probably about 3:30, 3:45 in the afternoon. The lights are off, but there's a lot of windows, there's stained glass and so forth. So it's like colored light spilling into the sanctuary as you get in there. And the door from the kitchen is kind of to the side. There's like the stage and the altar and all that in the center, and then there's like a side door, but it's still on like the altar end of the room. You come in looking down towards the front doors of the sanctuary, and in the pews about 3 rows back on your left side, you see an arm draped up over the back of one of the pews.
Yeah, Minmo hisses at it and then rushes over.
The body of a man has been mauled and dismembered, laying on a pew in the middle of the church. He appears, well, dead. Torn apart, as if by some sort of beast.
Minmo's going to look around at like just the general, if there's any general dishevelment or signs of a struggle, like trying to deduce if this happened here, if this guy was mauled and dismembered here, or if he was potentially mauled and dismembered somewhere else and then his body was brought here.
Okay.
I'm going to reach into my shoulder holster and draw out my pistol and look around for footprints or anything else like that. Streaks of blood. Assist in the investigation that Minmo has. Great. That's not helpful.
Minmo looks up. Is there any way of exiting the building from the roof? Okay.
I would like to investigate this mystery. Let's see. 7 plus my sharp, straight 7. The bloody footprints, are they, what sort of creature do I recognize the creature type? Yeah, it's pretty low.
Well, are they human footprints? Are they like right? Okay.
Sorry, I've been muted since last time I coughed. You guys could hear me, but not the stream. I don't know how long it was.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so on a 7, Lita, what you discover is a framed photograph of the Church of St. Bernard from the year it was first put up here in Richfield. And you notice something on the church that you did not see when you drove up earlier. 2 gargoyles perched on the front corners. And looking closely at the photograph, you can see that their feet match the footprints in the blood.
Minmo, I think in this photograph, I see 2 gargoyles that weren't outside, so that might be what did this.
Now.
Be careful. Be careful. Here's some more treats.
Now.
All right, we're going to head back to Leon over there. Leon, what are you doing as Helen washes the dishes?
Leon brings over the expired bologna and dumps it into the garbage disposal.
Okay.
Yeah.
While she's just washing dishes?
Yes.
Ah! Oh, God. Oh, I wish you'd warned me.
Sorry, ma'am.
That could have just gone in the trash. You didn't have to open the package. Oh.
All right, I was testing her sense of smell to make sure she's human.
She's human.
Okay. I look outside. Is there like a window from the rectory
Oh yeah, there's a few.
Okay. So ask Al. So just kind of start up normal chit chat. So you mentioned that attendance has been dropping recently. What do you think's the cause?
Oh well, I'm not one to talk.
Oh no, trust me, I understand.
Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily been recently. It's been more of a gradual thing over a number of years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we have had a lot of people simply leaving the faith, and a lot of other people moving to other faiths.
I see. But yet, I see there's like a new parking lot. When did that happen?
It was about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Father Leo got it in his head that we were about to have an influx of new people and we would need the space. And he spent a lot of money on the parking lot and nobody came to park in it.
What was there before the parking lot?
It was a yard. It was a nice lawn. The kids would play in it after the service.
Yeah, seems such a waste.
I really don't know why he thought that.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and just kind of walk the parking lot. I'll leave her to finish the dishes, and I'm gonna be walking the parking lot, investigating the mystery of, to me, the parking lot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
All right. So I have no bonus. Yeah, I have absolutely no bonus. 7.
You guys keep hitting that 7 to 9 range. Go ahead and ask one question from
Well, I guess the question to me would be, what is being concealed by the parking lot? Because I have a suspicion that Father Leo built the parking lot to conceal something.
Okay. The parking lot itself is not concealing anything, but you keep wondering about what Helen said, that she didn't know why Father Leo expected a sudden influx of people to the church. What is being concealed is also being concealed from Helen. Why did he think that?
Interesting. Yeah, because there's no, I'm trying, because she said 10 years ago, so I was trying to think like about the order. So, all right. At this point, I've probably noticed it's taken LJ and Minmo a little long to get the trash bags, so I'll kind of head towards the church. Just kind of worried.
Before you reach an entrance to the church, you hear a scream coming from the rectory.
Ah, shit. All right. I run that direction.
Okay.
Lita, are you running that direction too?
Yeah,
if I
as well.
if I heard that, I'd like quickly scramble back. Oh crap, Helen.
I will say, from inside the church building, Lita and Minmo, you can't really tell that scream came from the rectory. You can tell that it came from outside where you are. So, you probably narrow it down to Helen. But only Leon is close to the place and knows exactly where he's going. So, Leon, you burst back in the door of the rectory, noticing that it is open. You didn't leave it open when you left, and it seems to have been broken in.
Oh wow!
And inside you find something that's difficult to see at first. It's blending in with its surroundings, like a chameleon, but on amphetamines. It's just changing color constantly to match its background in a camouflage sort of way. But it is large. It has clawed feet and wings, and it is attacking Helen. It has her cornered in the kitchen.
All right, I'm going to do the protect someone action.
In what manner? Well, why don't you roll it first, and then we'll decide what manner.
Okay. I'm just going to try and, I'm going to draw my weapon to try and draw the creature's attention out of my trench coat. It magically appears like out of nowhere.
Is that the shotgun with a cross?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I rolled, let's see, it's tough. So I rolled a 6. So I just missed.
You just missed.
But you do mark experience.
Do mark the experience.
All right, but I don't protect Helen, unfortunately.
You do not protect Helen.
You rolled a 4?
Yes.
Oh.
Was it 2 and 2?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, are you actually firing the gun, or are you just pulling it out?
I had pulled it out to try and get the monster's attention, because I initially assumed that firing the weapon would, being not able to see it, would potentially hurt her more than anything. But I was trying to get its attention.
Okay. I would say this. The monster, you have a hard time telling because of the camouflage thing, which your eyes are kind of getting used to. It's not invisible. It's just changing color. But you realize it fully has its back to you. It can't see that you pulled out a gun.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So at this point, it's going to... Yeah, it's going to harm Helen. Let's give that an attack. Gosh, how do I roll attacks for monsters here?
I think they would just deliver harm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna go ahead and go after Helen, and yeah, she's a bystander anyway, so it's gonna grab her left arm and tear at it. And Leon, you witness this creature's claws dig into the flesh of her arm and yank so hard that you can see bone.
Oof.
Almost like peeling a banana.
Oof.
She screams.
All right. At that point, I'm going to open fire.
Okay. So I'll say by now, Minmo and Lita, you are close enough. You know, you hear the shotgun blast and the extra scream coming from the rectory, and after Leon fires, you guys will be able to enter the room.
All right. So what I roll?
Roll kick some ass.
Okay, so it's toughness. Okay, so I get to add my +2 to it.
Yeah, and you've got.
Did you roll well or bad?
I rolled well.
Okay, that's
okay.
good.
I rolled a 14.
Nice.
Oh. All right.
Nice.
So you get to pick an enhanced effect.
All right. So
He gets an extra effect.
Yeah. So I get to inflict my harm, which is 3 harm to it.
Yeah. So you do 3 harm, and you see you blast into its body, and it doesn't bleed, but it definitely reacts to the pain of the shot.
Okay, because my attack is both magic and holy. Extra effect. I can decide to gain the advantage, get +1 forward, or get +1 forward to another hunter. You know what? I want to inflict terrible harm on this bastard because he just hurt an old woman. So I want to do 4 harm to it.
Okay. You deal extra harm. Double. Oh wait, no, you rolled a 12 plus, not
Yeah,
just
but
a
he
10
doesn't
plus.
have the advanced move.
Oh,
The
I see.
advanced move is one of the advanced.
Right.
advanced
Like when you get higher in experience. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. I didn't understand that.
improvement.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so yeah, you do +1 harm to it. Terrible harm, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is harmed, but it is not out. And as promised at this point, Minmo first, I'm sure, due to the extra legs,
Yeah.
and then LJ enter the room.
Now, if I'm reading, actually, let me just go before we do that. If I notice it correctly, so if you roll a 7 plus, basically we do our harm to each other. But if you roll a 10 plus, I just get to choose an additional effect on top of it. So it still does harm to me, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So in that case,
I'm still thinking in terms of turns. And
yeah. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
my knowing that as I reread that. I will instead make sure I suffer less harm.
Okay, that's a good move.
Yeah.
So okay, it's going to turn around when you shoot at it. It will react by turning to you, and it actually opens its mouth and sprays water at you.
Oh, okay. How much harm does it normally do?
Well, it normally does 2, so you're going to take 1.
Okay, and my armor blocks that 1, so I take 0.
Great.
Yeah. All right, that was what I was hoping for.
Hold on. Before we move on, though, I would just want to check a tag that this has.
And my armor is holy armor.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Never mind that. Minmo, you're in.
Oh yeah, Minmo's gonna just fly at this. Like Minmo recognizes this as looking like something right out of that Predator movie that Leon and LJ are always watching, and he just leaps at it, claws out.
All right. Go ahead and kick the Predator's ass.
Meow.
Yeah, with a loud growl. So that's a 9 plus 3, 12, baby.
12. All right. Minmo.
So
yeah, what do you do to it?
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm also gonna take that one that suffer less harm.
Okay.
I'm gonna say because I'm coming at it from an angle and it didn't necessarily see me coming before I yowled at it.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just swiping at you with its claws. How much harm are you dealing to it?
2.
Okay. It is swiping at you with its clawed hand, which would deal 4 harm.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay.
Ouch.
Okay.
But you're taking less, so -1.
That's okay. I'm not unstable yet.
All right. And LJ.
I am. Helen's still alive, right? Or she like bled out already?
You can't tell in the split second that you have to make a decision. She's collapsed. You can tell that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use my move. Let's get out of here, which is protect someone.
Okay.
To try and grab her and move her out. I get to use a charm instead of tough on that as my roll. My gosh, 7. Jeez.
All right. Excuse me. So on a 7, she tries to follow you, but she can't. I mean, she's lost so much blood. She's in shock, both physically and psychologically. Her arm is like taken apart. So in order to get her out the door, you're going to have to move to her and physically help her. And in so doing, you're also going to take a swipe from the creature.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to basically grab her and move her and try and, like, you know, grab her by the arm that's been torn to, like, stop the blood flow.
All right. Yeah, and after swiping Minmo off its body, it will turn back to Helen, see you, and rake its claws across you for 4 harm.
Ouch. That's pretty excessive. I'm not
Do you have
okay.
any armor?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. What else do you guys want to do at this time?
I let out a blood-curdling scream as I dragged her. I'm assuming we're both going to collapse to the floor as we get a little further away. Ouch!
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
See this blood come off my back. So.
The layout of the kitchen is such that the creature, with its large size, its wings, it was kind of one end of the rectory, and so this creature was sort of blocking the entrance to the kitchen. But you're able, as you sort of darted around it, and took the swipe in the doing, you are able to get Helen back around the creature and sort of out of the kitchen, so that now it is backed into the kitchen with the 4 of you, including Helen, outside the kitchen. Between it and the door, I might add.
All right. So I guess at this point, so I see LJ basically pulling Helen out, but gets swiped. Minmo's been thrown.
Yeah.
All right. Minmo, when you attacked it, were you able to harm it at all, or it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you dealt damage.
Okay. I mean, I have an idea for what I want to try and do next.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to try and where to go? I want to try and trap it with magic.
Okay.
I'm just trying to quickly think of how I'm going to go about this. And I'm falling back on some kind of protection circle that would get around it. And I mean, the easiest thing I've got to work with generally is pee. So I kind of want to pee around it and use that as a protection circle to bind it to that spot.
Yeah, and Minmo, you're particularly suited to this.
I know,
because your urine has a higher salt content than a regular cat.
Yes.
So you're literally spraying salt in a circle around this creature.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I am trying to use magic specifically to trap a specific person, minion, or monster.
Understood.
Come on, baby. I will take that 11.
Nice.
11. All right. This creature.
I realized that Minmo's got a +3 weird.
All right. Great. Yeah, Minmo. You guys see Minmo just shriek and run in a circle around this gargoyle, and Pete just pissing like crazy. And then when Minmo backs off, he doesn't get followed. The gargoyle does not come at you guys.
Yeah. What's the gargoyle doing?
It's looking around the circle. It's trying, and it can't. It's feeling with its hands, and its wings are kind of being pressed in by the sort of cylinder that you've created of magical energy. It's kind of looking for weaknesses, testing for weaknesses in the fence, as it were. So Minmo, I'm going to tell you this about the spell you cast. The gargoyle cannot cross that salt barrier But if anyone else does, the spell will end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone, like you mentioned that there were 2 gargoyles, right?
I did mention that, but I'm also talking about you guys. You cannot go and attack him now.
No, that is not my intent.
Okay.
I actually want to try and talk to it and ask it, what are you doing here? Does it communicate back?
Do you have an ability, a monstrous ability to communicate with these creatures? Yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
That was the whole thing. That's the whole thing. We discussed it, and it's the reason I chose this adventure. Okay. Yeah, so Leon and LJ, you don't understand. You just hear growling that sounds like rocks being dragged across asphalt. Also, Helen has fully lost consciousness at this point. But Minmo, it says to you,
"This is where I am bound."
What do you want?
Blood.
Like specific, like, I mean, I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Specific blood, or like if we get some blood from a blood bank, or if we get some raw meat from like the grocery store, or do you want fresh human blood?
I want blood that comes from the killing.
Fair enough. I understand that. I can relate, kind of.
My sister and I will be quit of this place soon.
How do you intend to be quit of this place?
We have only but to wait.
Yeah, that'd do it. Sure. Well, at least I've got you here for what's your sister up to right now?
that's the only response to that question.
Yeah, that's more than I expected.
Yeah.
Do we have any healing implements between us? And by we, I mean you two?
Yeah, the ones with hands.
No, I don't.
Oh, no. If they don't, I might. Because, you see, I actually know some ancient cat healing magic.
That's fantastic. You know what? While the monster is trapped, so the combat is over, and you guys are discussing healing now, this is a great time to take our break. So we'll come back in 10 minutes, which should be about 10:08, and we'll see you all then for the rest of this nightmare.
Nice.
Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. We have suffered grievous harm at the hands of an angered gargoyle. Yeah. So at this time, if I understand correctly, LJ is unstable.
Yeah, LJ's unstable. Minmo's pretty hurt, and Helen has been degloved.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it. Like the long opera gloves have been removed. Okay.
No, that's the I believe that's the medical term for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm going to look that up later.
Learn something new every day. I'll look that up in the daytime.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically what it sounds like.
So
Yeah.
So while Minmo is running around pissing at the around the gargoyle, I would like to read a bad situation.
Okay.
So let's do roll 2d6. I got 8. What I get plus? What is it? Sharp?
Okay.
Nothing.
Plus
Yep.
sharp.
I got 8.
Okay. So hold one. Ask me one of those questions.
All right. What are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No, actually, Minmo noticed the danger, which is where is your sister right now? And Leon looking around, and now that you know what to look for in one of these camouflagey motherfuckers, you are aware that she's not here.
Okay.
At least she's not close by, and she's not right out the window or the door.
Okay.
And it is, in fact, at this moment that you hear the sirens down the hill.
Oh shit! She's attacking somewhere else. Are they like sirens heading this way?
No, sirens going past. I described the town as being laid out in sort of a large loop.
Right,
road.
right.
They're going past down there.
Crap. Well, I'm looking down. So, like, yeah, seeing LJ hurt. Let's see. What can I do? I should have taken the lay on hands ability because I had the.
So, okay, I want to ask real quick, Helen, if she is healed 1 harm, will that stabilize her at all?
Yeah, she'll lose that arm regardless, but she might live if you heal her 1 harm.
Okay, well, like I said, Minmo does have some ancient cat magic going on, and he is going to use magic again to attempt to heal one harm from her injury.
Okay.
He's given her arm a good lick.
A bad lick. Okay.
No, I'll take that 14.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh, all right. Is this
Everything's coming
a
up,
playbook
Minmo.
move for the monstrous?
No, this is literally use magic.
Yeah.
Copy
It's
that.
the last effect on use magic.
Oh, I see. I thought you were I thought you had a move that combined with use magic. Okay, so you heal 1 harm from an injury. Yeah, she's just fine.
Well, she's not just fine, but as long as she's stable.
Compared to dead, she's just fine.
Yeah.
She's not conscious anymore. But you somehow, well, why don't you say? She's bleeding like crazy. She's been degloved from like here down. So
Yeah.
are you just stopping the blood, or?
I mean, I'm using the magic of licks and purrs to help regulate her blood flow and clean up the wound.
Cool. So you have eliminated chance of infection.
Notoriously clean.
Yes, you have eliminated any chance of infection, and you have somehow temporarily, for the next several hours at least, rerouted her blood flow away from that gaping wound. It just isn't going to come to that arm for a while.
Yeah.
All right. How about you two?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I've seen it done, but I guess I don't have the full ability of lay on hands. So, but I'll try and use some of my power. So I guess I'll use magic to try and heal LJ.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't kill her in the process. So let's see. I got to roll weird. So I have +1 to weird. All right. Let's roll. Oh, nice. An 11.
Not bad. Yeah, you heal 1 harm from LJ. So I believe that means you are no longer unstable. Is that
I
right?
am no longer unstable.
All right.
I'm like, oh, thanks, Leon.
You're
And
welcome.
Minmo, good kitty for helping Helen. Oh, God, the pain. Does anybody have any aspirin?
Father Leo had aspirin.
Oh,
All right.
and Minmo is requesting of both of you for one of you to leave a note in the kitchen to not clean up the pee. Just leave the pee, please.
I was curious how he communicates with us.
He's talking to you. He's
Okay,
saying,
he can talk,
he's
yeah.
saying, hey, he doesn't talk often because generally
Ruh-roh.
he's realized that freaks people out, and life's just a little easier when regular people aren't freaked out. But he's just going to be like, hey, can one of you leave a note just to not clean up my pee because it's the only thing keeping that thing in?
Yeah, so Leon picks the keys to the place from Helen's bloody body.
Okay.
And I'm gonna drag her to her Honda Civic
Um,
or lift her. Can I carry her
Yeah.
to the Honda Civic? I don't mean
Yeah,
drag.
I
I don't mean drag her across, like, but like
yeah.
Across the gravel.
yeah. Like, I
Sorry
think
about the skin knees.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can take her to the car. Yeah, obviously the only 2 vehicles on site are her car and your motorcycle and sidecar. So if you want to get her somewhere, probably best use her car.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I put her in the back seat of the car, and then we could lock up, and I'll write a note: "Do not enter, gas leak,"
There you go.
and put it on the front door, on the rectory door, and lock it.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
there's also a dead body in the sanctuary, Leon.
Crap, we'll have to deal with that later. Because so do we know? I guess what's the best thing? Because right now we've got sirens going one way. We don't know. We've got Helen bleeding out.
Well, and just what did it say? That they want to hunt, they want to kill, and they're waiting for something to set them free.
Oh shit! All right, we better head towards the siren.
Yeah, and earlier, Steve, you said there was a storm coming in. That's why the boats were coming in from the.
I did say that, yes.
That storm rapidly approaching now, or is it?
It will probably be here late tonight, maybe
Okay.
early morning.
Okay, it could be what they're waiting for. Okay, so Helen, is she like with the magic? Like, is she dying?
She's going to survive. If you go right there, she's going to survive long enough to get medical care.
Okay.
So are we going to drop her off at the emergency room, leave her car, LJ follow us on the motorcycle, and then we head straight wherever these sirens are going?
That was my thought.
Right.
Unless or the question is, do we drive to see what's causing the harm, where this track this down? Because in the time we save Helen, is this the gargoyle going to kill like more people? Right. This is the trolley dilemma, right?
Minmo's vote is that if the hospital is on the way, we do that.
Yeah.
The hospital is not on the way. You'd have to go the other direction for the hospital.
But this town ain't that big, right?
This town is not that big. I'm going to say...
She's got a few hours.
She has a few hours. I'm going to say, actually, to you heard sirens, and you're
Yeah.
going to where the sirens are. There may be medical personnel on site
True.
wherever you're going anyway.
Right, the paramedics. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll drive the Honda Civic.
Okay, and LJ, you're driving the bike?
Yeah, we'll follow behind. Hmm.
Minmo, who are you riding with?
Oh, okay, there you are. I think I will end up riding with Leon because I'm going to lay on Helen's chest and provide her with soothing purrs.
Great. Oh, good. You're moving again.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
audio.
no, you all are kind of froze for me.
Yeah, you were.
I was thinking.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the sirens are easy to catch up to because one of the police cars actually left the siren on after they reached their destination. They were in such a hurry to run out and see what was going on. It leads you to the graveyard.
Oh, shit.
You see there are 3 police cars and 2 ambulances and a fire truck at the graveyard.
Do we see people or just the vehicles?
No, you see emergency personnel there.
Oh, okay.
They are, and yeah, one cop says sort of jog over and turn the siren off. He seems to have gotten out too quickly. You see a number of people sort of rubbernecking as they go past, and a small crowd of townspeople sort of at the edge of the cemetery, sort of looking, trying to see what's going on. And then inside, you see a teenage girl. Looks like she must be one of the closet goth kids you saw earlier, getting out of high school. And she is got a blanket wrapped around her by one of the firemen, and she is not speaking. They're trying to get her to say what happened, and she won't.
Hmm.
Parked?
I'm sorry?
Have we parked?
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm asking you guys. Have we parked?
Yeah. I'll drive up as close as I can without, I'll slow down a little bit to get it, but I'll try and get us as close to the paramedics as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that's done easily enough.
Yeah. And I'll try and call over if there's an EMT.
Yeah. Okay. You can call someone. You can get his attention easily. Getting him to come over to your car when he's here doing something else is kind of difficult.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Should let him know that there's an injured person in your car.
Right. That's so. I guess
I'm not just selling drugs over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got a hurt old woman here, because
All right. He looks around, and you can see
yeah.
he's here for a reason, but he also doesn't seem to have much to do at this exact second. So
Right.
he comes over to you and looks in the back and goes, "Oh my God, what happened to her?"
She got attacked by some bear, or I don't know what. I just found her. She was injured, so I brought her to you.
We got to get her out.
At this point, the moment we are stopped and Minmo can get out of this car, Minmo jumps out of the car.
You're out of the car. So yeah, he calls over another paramedic. They take Helen out. They start taking care of her. One of the cops comes over, starts asking you questions. I assume you're going to stick to the animal mauling story.
Yeah. Bear mauled my nana
Okay.
You take care of my Nana.
Minmo, where are you zipping off to?
I want to start looking. I want to look around the grave. Like, how big is this graveyard?
It's sizable. I'll call it 2 acres. You know,
Okay.
it's been the town's cemetery for all of the town's existence.
I'm kind of looking around for clues, but also kind of circling around to get to this girl who's wrapped up in a blanket.
Okay. Why don't you roll investigate a mystery?
Okay.
Did you do that?
9.
All right.
What happened here?
As you're doing your circuit of the graveyard, you find a blanket, actually a pair of blankets, sort of settled near each other but not adjacent. And in between them is a ring of candles and charms and other sort of paraphernalia that one might get from like a local magic shop. You see that there is one girl here in a goth sort of dress, but there are 2 blankets.
Yeah.
They were here doing some Wicca stuff, and they were attacked.
Is the girl we saw wrapped up in her blanket? Is she here?
She's not right here. She's if by here you mean near the blankets and stuff. She's 30 feet away. She's not right on them at this moment, but yeah.
Is there anyone with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's been taken into the custody of the paramedics. She's not going to be left alone for a little bit. And I will say there are additional emergency personnel down the hill a little bit. I failed to describe this feature of the cemetery. It is adjacent to a lake, and there are emergency personnel down there by the lake.
Well, I'm going to approach this girl under the guise of just being a random cat, and just kind of nuzzle up to her, purring.
Okay. She sort of instinctively starts petting you.
Yep, that's the rub.
Indeed.
I'm going to attempt more stuff with her after LT and Leon have some spotlight.
Yeah. So LJ, you have not yet acted since we've reached the cemetery. What are you doing?
I would have parked and got off my bike and made my way towards any of the police officers that are on site.
Okay.
And will try and present myself as someone of authority and start asking questions.
Oh, you're gonna have to roll to manipulate someone.
Absolutely. All right, here come the new green dice. 4, 8 plus 2. That's a 10.
Okay. So yeah, presenting yourself as a person in authority. How exactly?
I'm thinking, kind of like the fake badge business. I pull out a fake badge, maybe.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm here on vacation, and I heard the sirens and came to check on things. What's going on here, officers?
Oh, the girl here, she called us saying some sort of animal attacked. She was here with her friend. They were doing some kind of ritual or spell. I don't know. Kids get up to weird things these days, but she says something flying came down, attacked her friend, and dropped her in the lake.
Oh, that's very, very interesting and unusual.
Yeah, we think she might be on something. We're going to test that. She doesn't look drugged out, but there aren't any birds or anything around here that can pick up a teenage girl. So we're not clear on what happened yet. There is some blood over by where she says it happened. We don't know the whole story here yet, but someone's been attacked. Someone's disappeared.
This is the first attack of its sort, or has there been any other incidents similar to this?
First one I know of, yeah.
Hmm.
And I would know. Where did you say you were from?
Oh, I just came down from Boston.
Oh.
Yeah, a friend of mine recently passed away, Father Leo. Do you know anything about that?
I know Father Leo, yeah. He that was a heart attack a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I'm here, to pay my respects.
I thought you said you were on vacation.
Well, I had to take some vacation days to come down here, yes.
I see. To come down to Maine from Boston.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Come up, come down, come sideways.
He pulls out his little notebook and starts writing stuff down.
Well, I appreciate the information. If there are any additional details that you could share, I'm gonna step back to the paramedics and ask that young lady some questions myself.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
Oh, jurisdiction, huh? You gonna pull that on me?
Yes, you don't work here.
Understandable. I'll respect your jurisdiction. But, I'll get my hands on the reports through channels.
Okay, you do that. He's gonna walk away from
you. He's a little leery, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you didn't give him any reason to like arrest you or anything, but like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. Anything else from you, Leon?
Yeah, Leon's just gonna after kind of moving out of the way, I'm going to help out another hunter. So I'm going to help out Minmo. See if, or no, did you go to the girl or were you looking around still?
I went to the girl, but if you want to help me out with her, you could try and find some way to get these
right, the
official type people away for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was going to distract them, trying to call their attention over to the woman who, Nana.
In fact, I'll say that because of your previous scene, Leon, you've actually already done this.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
So
cool.
we'll just time it out so that that happens now. They come over to this girl. To Helen, leaving the girl sitting sort of on the back of the ambulance, but for the moment left alone.
Okay.
Hey, what happened over there? What happened to you?
What the fuck?
Be cool.
What?
Be cool.
I'm cool.
I believe so. Like something happened to you over there. We're here to help. What happened?
God. Oh my God, you have two tails.
Yes, I do. And I'm a talking cat.
You don't have to do that with your paws. I can. Yeah.
Like,
I was here with. I was here with Caitlin. We were just. We thought it would be cool. We were trying to speak to the wind spirits, but one of them showed up.
Did you get a good look at it?
It was hard to see. It was big. It definitely had wings.
Yep. That sounds like what we're here dealing with.
Who's we? Are you part of a cat army?
No. There is no such thing as a cat army. But
Why
I'm
not?
Yeah, because cats don't really do that much. At least
That much.
cats like me don't do that much.
What's your name?
My name's Minmo. What's your name?
I'm Haley.
Haley. Can you
Wait,
describe
I shouldn't have told you my real name, should I?
It's
Shit.
okay.
I'm not telling you my last name.
That's fine. What I want to know, can you describe the ritual you performed for me?
It was Caitlin's book. She had it. We didn't really hardly get started. It's down by the stuff.
Yeah, but can you describe it to me?
Well, we were lighting some candles, and we were just starting to chant to the wind spirits. I didn't think they were real.
So what I'm doing here, to you, Steve,
Yeah.
I'm trying to suss out if they actually performed any magic that I recognize.
They did not. They were
Okay.
doing bullshit.
They were
like-
doing, fucking
Yeah.
hot topic shit. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted. Minmo is trying to suss out if there was something
Yeah,
there. And
we don't have to role play that in detail. You easily know that these are just teenagers fucking around.
okay. Then Minmo's going to ask, did you see which way it went?
After it dropped Caitlin, I couldn't really follow it anymore. It kind of disappeared into the sky.
Are they still looking for Caitlin?
Actually, I was just about to say, at this moment, someone yells, and a swimmer comes up out of the lake, dragging a body.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna try and intensify that purr a little bit.
Okay.
Minmo's curmudgeonly, but he's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. Yeah, so one of the cops sort of hustles over to Haley and says, "All right, Haley, let's get you home. I think you can wait out the rest of this back at your house." And he's going to take her and put her in one of the police cars and drive her away.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Are you going to try to go with her, or are you going to stay here?
No, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Now I'm feeling like I probably should have gone with her, but I'm gonna stay.
Not really. Not really. It just seemed like a thing you might do.
I was thinking about it, but I just kind of wanted to get her perspective, see what happened. I figured I would actually have a decent chance of talking to her and having her engage with me.
Yeah,
over
she's
a regular person.
Yeah, she did engage with you. She's definitely traumatized and is a little confused about the two-tailed talking cat.
Yeah, well,
It's
now we
just
just
a
have to deal with. we just have to deal with this other gargoyle, and maybe that'll be it.
Yuck.
Yeah. What do you
Leon and
guys
LJ,
think
what are you
about
guys up to?
do? Pardon?
I was just asking what Leon and LJ are up to.
I would say Leon would be looking around at this point, having to distract the guards, looking at the trees. So I guess
Okay.
investigate a mystery.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Go ahead and roll that. Yeah, do that.
All right. So I think I get +0, right? Yeah.
And I'll be making my way back over towards Minmo to ask him if he overheard anything.
So I rolled a 7. So
One question.
Where did it go?
So, Leon, you have really no way of knowing that because you didn't hear Minmo's conversation with the girl.
Mm-hmm. But my guess was, I'm assuming the other gargoyle went here, right? Because Minmo did relate to us that there was a second gargoyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you know that information, and you can see what Minmo saw earlier, the sort of paraphernalia sitting out,
right?
And you do spot some blood on a tombstone nearby where that is, in the direction of the lake. You can see the body being dragged up, and it's pretty easy for you at this point in time to suss out what must have happened.
Okay.
This gargoyle swooped down, grabbed a girl, and dropped her in the lake. Since it didn't come back for the other girl, it must have flown away into the sky.
Gotcha.
You recall what Minmo conveyed to you about his conversation with the first gargoyle.
Right.
That it said, this is the place we are bound, and it said, we will soon be quit of this place. So if they're bound to the church,
right,
odds are it went back to the church.
Gotcha. All right. So at this point, I kind of see there's nothing for us that we could do, right? The victim has been taken care of. The body is being dragged up. We can't help.
There are the one sort of area of the scene I described that you guys haven't poked around at is the crowd of gawkers.
Is there anyone kind of looking out of place?
Out of place? No, not really. You see one guy there who he's older, like 60, 65 years old, dressed in leathers, tattoos. You see another guy there, much older than that, just sort of standing around shaking his head in the manner of someone who's like, ugh, I told him. Or perhaps not this again. You see, yeah, there's a few other people there. No one that sticks out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it's best to go in and try and manipulate them. Because I'm guessing like the gentleman is about the same age as Father Leo, the guy in the biker leathers.
No, Father Leo was 42, and this guy looks about 65.
Oh, okay, older then. Okay.
Yeah. And the second guy described is more like 75 or 80.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to think. LJ, do you think you can get any information out of the onlookers? See if they saw something.
Well, I can certainly try. Let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
I think I'm not wearing like full leathers, but I definitely got like leather biker gear. So maybe this guy will give me a little information.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you can roll up.
it's like, hey, brother, did you see anything that happened here?
No, I was just riding past. He sort of jerks his head over to where his motorcycle is.
Did you know the girl at all? I mean,
Well, I know Haley. I don't know who she was with. That was Haley that was in the ambulance. They just drove her off.
yeah, I didn't catch the name of the other girl either, but I was just curious if anyone saw anything. I mean, their stories sounds pretty fantastic.
Why? What did you hear?
That some large creature flew down and snatched a girl up and dumped her in their water.
The hell?
Yeah,
Creature?
yeah. Something with wings? Cops are stumped. They don't know what's going on. You know how cops are.
Cops couldn't find their ass with both hands. Especially not the cops here. What? Listen, I know Haley's mom. Maybe we can find out what really happened.
Yeah, that's
Who are
possible.
you, by the way? I don't recognize you.
Just came in town. Your father Leo passed away. He was a friend. I just wanted to come and pay respects.
Oh, the priest, huh?
Yeah, the priest.
Yeah, I heard about that. Friend of yours?
Yeah, he was. But I'm going to use my trust me skill move and kind of like tell this guy a little more than any other person. Kind of reveal some of the truth of what's going on.
Okay. How do you say that?
It's like, well, you'd be really interested to find out that Father Leo was involved with some protection of people. That's why we're here also. This is right up our alley, so to speak.
Okay, roll that. Roll charm for that.
Yeesh. Let me see. That's an 8.
Okay. So this ability, trust me, the wording of this ability implies that you are asking this person to do something. So what are you asking him to do?
It's like, I'm assuming that you're part of the pagan knights here in town. You might want to tell your brothers to get together and keep an eye out. There may be trouble coming for others. And we're not looking to be vigilantes or anything, but just keep your eyes open and prepare for any danger. This is not going to be
danger like what? A monster flying down out of the sky?
There's some truth to that, yes.
How much truth is some truth?
Well, let's just say it's very true. There's already been, well, this young lady has been attacked. Helen, I don't know if you know Helen from the church. She was attacked. And there's possibly a third victim of the same creature.
I don't know anything about creatures, but if people are dead, there's something happening. Thanks for the tip, I'll tell my guys. Do you have a card? Do you have a number?
Maybe.
This
I'm
just
LJ,
says
by the
peanut
way.
butter and jelly and crayon.
Well, my name is LJ, by the way.
Oh, it's on the back. Okay. Got it. Did you need this one back? No, never mind. All right. He's going to head off. And as he walks back to his bike, he's going to pull out his phone and start calling his guys. And I'll say this, within a few minutes, you guys start hearing a lot of engines revving as he has sort of set off a patrol around the city, or, around the village.
Good.
So you guys have discovered another victim of the gargoyles, and you have successfully deposited Helen with medical personnel. What will you do next?
I think we should head towards the church.
Okay.
We should head back to the church.
Back to the church.
When you reach the church, there is a new person outside. She is about 30, and she is dressed in kind of new agey sort of outfit, like the little tiny braids with beads on it, and like the drapey clothes and so forth. She's standing outside the church near a car that's probably hers. She's looking very nervous when you pull up.
Ma'am, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well, we were friends of Father Leo's.
I was a friend of Father Leo's too. What's your name?
My friends call me LJ.
LJ. I'm Mary. Do you notice anything wrong with the church?
In fact, I do. There are some details about it that aren't right. 2 statues that are missing.
She looks up. Only one missing. And indeed, one of the gargoyles is back up on the roof as the sun is starting to set.
Well,
You don't know if those 2 details are related or not.
Yeah. I look to the others. I'm like, well, what do we do, guys? One of them is back.
I'm gonna
Back?
keep.
Oh, so, go ahead, Leon.
So I back up, keeping in my eye up at the one statue that's up, but I'm backing up towards the rectory, and as soon as I can get to like a window, I peek in to see if the other one is still in the circle.
As soon as you put your head in front of that window, it lunges towards you and is stopped by the circle.
No. All right. Well, that's working.
Mary turns to you, LJ. And Minmo, where are you right now?
That's a really good question. Minmo is kind of torn between keeping an eye on the gargoyle that's back on its perch and trying to keep in front of the rectory door to keep anybody out.
Okay.
I'm hoping that if the sun goes down and something happens to these gargoyles, perhaps one of them not being back where it's supposed to be will affect it poorly. and I kind of don't want it to get out.
So
That's that.
to do that, you'd have to be both in front and off to the side of the church. So you're basically standing in the middle of the parking lot. Mary turns to you, LJ, like she's going to speak, but then sort of her gaze sort of drifts over to Minmo. Hello.
Minmo doesn't at first like notice that she's talking to him.
She is talking to Minmo. She's closer to LJ, but she's clearly directing the hello at Minmo.
Oh, that's my cat, Minmo.
She smirks at you, LJ, and says, I don't think so. She's actually gonna take a few steps towards you, Minmo, and crouch down on a knee. What is it that you're doing here?
Is she trying to touch me?
No. She only moved about half the distance between where she was and where you are.
I'm just I'm going to like my ears are back and my head, my focus is going to snap to her. Like I just noticed she exists, and like my hackles are going to start to go up.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm friendly. I know what you are. My name is Mary. I study things like this. I've read about them. Can you talk?
If I want to.
Okay. Do you know what Father Leo was doing?
I didn't really know Father Leo.
Why are you here? Are these your companions?
My hackles start to come down like a little bit, and I look to Leon and I look to LJ, who I obviously arrived with.
Yeah.
And just look back at her, Mary.
Yeah.
I look at Leon, I look at LJ, and then I look back at Mary. Like,
what I mean, well, I guess obviously they know about you. They can hear you, right? You can hear him? I can't hear you, Mia.
Yes, Mary.
You're both muted.
Yeah.
We can hear him, and he's our friend. I'm surprised he spoke to you, but we're here because of Father Leo's passing. But we've discovered trouble.
So have I. There's a lot of weird things going on. Seeing a talking cat is listen, I don't mean any offense. I've just never actually met one of you before. This I noticed the gargoyles missing, but one of them's back. And if you're here, it means I was right about something, but I don't know what. Father Leo, last year I came by the church just to speak with him about something. I don't even remember what, but I found him out in the yard on the side doing some sort of ritual. It looked like the kind of thing we might know about in my line of work, but I didn't know what it was. at the end of the ritual, he turned and he saw me. At first, he tried to play it off like I had misunderstood, but I didn't misunderstand. He was doing magic. And he told me the gargoyles on the church were bound by a spell that had to be renewed every solstice. And they were here to protect something that's in the church. And they'd been here since the church was brought over from France. And that if he didn't renew this spell every so often, that it would fade and cease, and they would not be bound anymore. Is that why you're here? Are you here to renew the spell?
It seems we may need to, as the gargoyles have left their perch. One has already attacked a young lady over in the cemetery.
Oh, no.
And the other has said it is only a matter of time before they can escape.
Well, it's autumn. That doesn't make any sense. Do you know the ritual? Do you know how to bind them?
I do not. Leon, would you have any idea? Or Minmo even.
I mean, I have the ability to cast out evil. I don't know if it would necessarily work on a gargoyle.
Guys, I hear my son making some noise. I have to stand up for a second.
Sure, no worries.
You guys want to discuss your next move?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking either we could try and cast out evil. I could try and smite it. So your weapon and your body and divine weapon always count as a weakness against the monster you fight.
Yeah, because I was curious about killing the one that Minmo trapped.
Right.
Just eliminate it completely. But if she is saying that they are there to guard something within the church,
yeah.
Curious. Maybe we need to find that something and then decide whether we should bind the gargoyles again or just get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems to me something that doesn't add up, right? Like, okay, if you're protecting something, you don't use murderous gargoyles that attack innocent people at random, right?
Yeah.
To me, this reads that either Father Leo was involved in some shady shit that we didn't know about, or she's lying to manipulate us to do something that would actually set them free. Leon doesn't trust her.
I just caught the end of that. Leon doesn't trust her. Leon thinks she is saying the opposite.
Right. I think there's either one. So the way to Leon, the way I would read what she just said is that either she's implying that Father Leo was involved in some shady crap, because it would mean that he would be somehow binding these evil creatures for whatever defensive purpose, which kind of sounds not right. Or she's lying to get us to try and do a ritual that would inadvertently set these gargoyles free, which we don't want to have happen.
Okay.
I just don't know if there's a way to I want to roll insight.
Yeah, I was actually going to say read a bad situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking
Might
at
be
that.
something you could do.
Okay. All right, which is sharp.
It's, sharp, yeah.
All right, which is just a straight roll for me. All right.
Same here.
Ooh, an 11.
Nice.
Okay, hold 3.
Okay. So, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yep.
What's the biggest threat?
The gargoyle on the roof is the biggest threat. It occurs to you, Leon, as you are having this conversation, that gargoyle left the roof with no problem, and you have no idea what is stopping it from leaving the roof again at any time.
Right, and but it hasn't moved.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna say, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? That you get that answer from that one question.
Okay.
You don't have to spend your second question on the same information.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so that was the first question then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what dangers we haven't noticed yet? The biggest threat is the gargoyles. Got it. What's what's the best way to protect the victims? Best way in, best way out, or I guess what would be our best way to get up to the gargoyle that's on the perch?
You'd have to climb from the outside. You've been in. Well, you haven't been inside the church, Leon. At least not on this trip. But LJ and Minmo have, and there's no stairs up to the roof in there. You'd have to climb.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, based upon one of the following questions, because it doesn't write. Some of those questions don't quite fit for the situation, so that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
What's the best way? I guess. What's the best way to protect the victims?
Okay, so you had a fight with one gargoyle, and all of you almost died. The only way you lived was by temporarily imprisoning it.
Yeah.
So killing them, probably not an option.
Okay.
The best idea you've heard is the one you didn't quite believe. If there's a ritual that can imprison them to the church so that they can't do this shit again, you need to find that ritual.
Okay. And she said Father Leo did it, but she doesn't know how to do it herself.
She does not.
Mm.
In fact, she will continue sort of speaking to you all, and her belief is that Father Leo's death was in fact an accident, was just natural causes like they say, but because it was so untimely and unexpected, he may not have been able to pass knowledge of this ritual on.
Surely
that's why she came up here, basically, is she wants to find the ritual and perhaps perform it.
As you say, surely he's got notes or maybe a spell book stashed somewhere that we can find.
One thing Minmo did not find in the rectory was any hunter stuff. So if he's got it stashed, it's got to be in the big building.
Yeah, let's look for a crypt.
There's no crypt.
We will.
There's no crypt, but there may be a hiding place.
Search about on the altar area and such. Yeah.
So you know what? LJ, roll me investigate a mystery.
Investigate a mystery. Sharp, lovely. That's a 0 bonus. 7.
Okay. Why don't you ask me a question?
As I search around the altar and whatnot, what is being concealed here?
All the gear. The altar is, as you're searching around, you notice that there are there's like a strange sort of what am I trying to say? The way the altar is placed in this old stone like dais, you could literally push the altar up to reveal something underneath of it, because it is bolted to the stone, and it's like one large stone on this stone dais that the altar is attached to.
There seems to be something under here. Let's have a look.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't go up easily, but it can be lifted up. And underneath of it, you find a large and very old book, leather bound. You gonna pull that out?
Absolutely. I don't know if I can. Is it like written in some language like Latin or?
No,
Greek?
it's actually written in English.
Okay.
Actually, the opening part of it is written in French. But, I'll say you're intelligent enough that even if you don't speak French, you can sort of work your way through it with Google Translate and a basic knowledge of Romance languages. This is a genealogy of the monks of the order. Yes, Kenny. The monks of the order who came to America. Yeah. The monks of the order who came to America. This is all of their names and their families and their offspring.
Good Lord.
That's what's in this book. It's not the ritual.
I'm going to flip towards the back and see. Did we catch the young girl's name that was
Mary, she said.
Yeah.
You didn't catch her last name, no. But you do.
Mary.
The young girl wasn't Mary. The girl who's here with you is Mary. The lady who's with you is Mary. The young girl down by the lake was Haley.
Oh, Haley. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the lady outside the church.
Yeah. Now let's see if we can't find like Haley's name towards the back of the book.
Are you allowing Mary to come with you and sort of look through this stuff with you?
Don't see much of a choice in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
She's
Mary
just tagging along.
As you flip to the back of the book, you notice that the book has been sort of kept up. For some reason, even though the book itself is 100 years old, people have been adding to the genealogies. It hasn't been added to like in the past 5 or 10 years, but there's Mary recognizes some of the names, and she recognizes pretty much all of the family names. And she says, well, all of these people still live in town. This order of whatever it was, why were they keeping track of? I don't understand. Why would you hide a book of lineages? Why is this a secret?
That's a very good question.
And that may be why the gargoyles are here guarding, protecting this list for some reason.
Can I call a mild, not flashback, but something else that was happening during this time?
Absolutely. I assume Minmo's always off fucking around with his own shit.
Yeah, Minmo's actually going to go back to the rectory.
Cool.
Minmo wants to talk to the gargoyle that he's bound. Hey, comrade. What were you guarding here?
How does this ability of yours work? Does he have to answer truthfully?
So if I'm
Use
active,
manipulate someone on monsters.
So,
okay. So
yeah,
you have to
it's
roll
literally
manipulate.
just if I'm actively manipulating them, I can do that on monsters as long as they're actually susceptible to it.
Okay.
But I'm using that in this case to, if I'm not manipulating it, I'm just asking it questions right now.
All right.
If this leads to a point where I do have to manipulate it, then so be it. I'll be bad at that.
Yeah, it is not inclined to answer you.
How long have you been bound here?
Here, since here was here.
You came with the church, right?
Came with the church. Yes. Across
You were
the sea.
brought over with the church.
Yes. Why?
That's my question. Why?
Why do you want to know? Why do you care where I was brought from?
You know what? Because I'm a monster too. And maybe I could send you somewhere better. I don't know. But for the moment, I'm deeply curious as to what you are guarding, or what you've been bound to this church to guard.
Release me and I will show it to you.
No, that is not how it's going.
You capture me in your circle of piss, and you expect me to just tell you anything you want to know.
You know, my hope is that it would help both of us.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't help you?
I cannot. Ask me again.
You can't tell me what you're guarding.
Oh, we've killed Minmo.
Oh, Jason. You okay, buddy?
That went down the wrong pipe.
That's what you get.
Apparently.
Can we give Jason inspiration for role playing a hairball?
Oh,
Okay.
Woo! That was a rough one.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit.
Oh, that sucks.
So yeah, you were onto it. He actually can't tell you. He did say, "Ask me again," and you think he probably means when the binding wears off, I can tell you whatever I want.
Yeah, but when the binding wears off,
he's just going to eat everybody.
Yeah, or just kill everybody.
Yeah.
They don't really seem keen on eating, just killing.
Yeah, killing is fun too.
I'm gonna head back to the church, and yeah. So I tried asking the gargoyle what it was guarding, and it can't tell me.
Mary says, "Well, of course it can't. It's here to protect something that's a secret. Of course it wouldn't be able to tell you about it." But we think it's this book.
Yeah, the lineage of the warrior monks, so to speak.
Well, I thought Father Leo was the last one.
Wait, there's more?
There were
Let me see.
more.
You
I
see,
know these families, most of them aren't involved with the church, but it looks like a couple of generations back, all of them were.
So maybe this is why Father Leo was expecting more people at the church.
Could be.
Expecting more people. What do you mean?
Well, we were told by Helen that he was expecting more people to come to the church 10 years ago.
and they paved the new parking lot.
But you're saying that's where Father Leo was doing the ritual.
No, he wasn't doing the ritual in the new parking lot. There's a lawn on the other side. That's where he was.
Oh. Damn it! I want to roll insight.
Oh, this is
She.
We gotta choose a course of action. and
She's
commit.
gonna actually. She's gonna flip to the last page of the book where it was about 10 years ago, and it looks like there was something of a baby boom among the youngest generation recorded in the book. Around 10 years ago, there were a whole bunch of new births. Do you think he just assumed those people would grow up and come back to the church?
Maybe, but what does this have to do with the gargoyles?
I just don't know.
We're missing something.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about the rest of his gear?
yeah. Minmo's gonna get a little squirrely hair up his butt to look further, look for Father Leo's actual hunting monster fighting gear.
Yeah, go ahead, Minmo, and roll investigate a mystery.
That was cocked. I got an 11. So where did the rest of his hunting gear go?
He has an office in this building. It's back behind the altar. It's sort of the other way from the kitchen. Obviously, he would keep his hunting gear in a place that was his so that people weren't coming through like volunteers would in the kitchen.
Right.
He's got a full-on safe in there behind a picture frame.
Can we crack the safe? Has anybody got an ability?
It takes a key.
And oh shit! We left Helen and the paramedics? Did Helen have the key?
No, you know what? Minmo already rolled an 11 for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Minmo doesn't have hands, but he somehow gets one of you to go through the desk drawers, and the key is in there.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I was getting ready to ask, use my second hold to be like, okay, well, where did the key go?
No, we don't. I don't need to be that shitty about it at 11:23.
No, I was going to ask,
All right.
Aha, the key. I wonder if that works in the safe.
All right.
Yeah, what's in the safe?
Yeah, what was that, Leon?
Leon is standing with his hand in his trench coat, ready to pull out his gun, but standing behind Mary because he just doesn't trust Mary.
Mary doesn't trust you either, so it's this weird standoff of like trying
Right.
to keep each other in sight.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, LJ, you pull the key, it opens the safe. And it's a pretty deep safe, and it's got weapons, shotguns, wooden stakes, bags of various salts and other powders. There's some kind of elixir in a bottle, and there is a small notebook, aged notebook, even older than the big genealogy book you found, that has instructions for a ritual in it.
Read it.
And at this time, you can tell through the window that it has become full dark outside.
The sun is set. This ritual, how long would it take by the instructions?
About an hour.
About an hour?
I guess you better hurry up before. It seems like these gargoyles move in the day, right?
You hear a loud thump.
Shit.
Outside.
That can't be good.
No.
Is there a better weapon in there that I can snatch out? Something that does more than 2 harm?
I think
There's a shotgun. What do you have?
I have I've got a small melee weapon, 2 harm, and a handgun that does 2 harm, and that's it.
What does a shotgun do?
3 harm.
It says hunting rifle, or shotgun, I guess.
Yeah, you can have that.
Or should you concentrate on getting the ritual done? Or can Minmo do it?
Minmo cannot perform the ritual because there are items involved that have to be placed carefully.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Minmo could maybe say the words part.
Okay.
Minmo could try helping out.
I can do the ritual, but someone's got to watch my back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'll.
Where do we have to do the ritual?
So, according to the book, it has to be performed on that lawn outside, because of things to do with the sort of orientation of the church and the flow of magical power around the building. It has to be done out there.
Shit.
Ley line. Yeah.
Mary actually says, "I know how to do all of this. I can do the ritual."
Insight check. Again, like, is she lying to us? Damn it.
If those gargoyles are out there, maybe we should wait until daytime.
Yeah, but who
But
are
they
gonna
were
be?
active during the daytime.
You hear the front door splinter open.
Great.
And they're probably active at night too.
Apparently so.
I don't know where you guys come from, but where I come from, creatures of darkness gain more power after sundown.
Well, then we should hole up somewhere till morning.
We're in the office.
You're
Answer.
in Father Leo's office.
Let's get the hell out of here.
No.
Because if we get trapped in here,
No, loath as I am to say it, we could bar this office from them
With piss?
with magic.
There's other salts and stuff in the safe. So.
We could magically barricade ourselves in this office
all right,
for the night.
sure. I will use the help out action to help Minmo do that.
Okay, so I'm going to be using magic. And so first, I guess you got to roll to see how well you help me out.
Yep. So I get +1. I failed to help you out.
Well, mark XP.
Yay! So you're on your own, bud.
Yeah, could be worse.
I could also
wait. You guys have you guys used luck at all tonight?
I should have when I got smacked, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I feel like
time.
Now's a good time to remind you guys you have luck.
But a note for that luck, just if we're thinking of ever coming back to these characters,
luck is a permanent loss.
Yeah, except there are ways to get it back.
Right.
Such as Lita Juarez has a few advances that let her get luck back.
Yeah.
I think Leon can take some of those.
I have one, I think, advanced
Take another move
to erase one used luck mark from a playbook.
Okay. I don't.
Counterpoint to that.
It's just
if your characters die, it won't matter how much luck they have left.
True. True. I was holding it in reserve for when we actually got into another fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said, the front door of the church just splintered in. So if you're going to do this magic, now's the doing it time.
Yeah, we're doing it. Minmo starts scratching up around the door frame, doing all kinds of crazy cat shit around the room to mark this as his territory where these two gargoyles cannot enter. And he's got an 11.
Okay. So you have indeed barred this place to gargoyles. However, the actual physical door of the office is open.
Yeah.
Because that's not really relevant to them. And you see, as the gargoyle that was perched on the roof stomps into the hallway outside the office, tries to reach in and can't. But you see something different about this gargoyle than the one you saw earlier. This one is made of stone right now.
We'll see during the day. Got it.
During the day, they have this camouflage that lets them blend in. But right now, at night, they're made of stone. If you had not barred them from entering this office, you would have had to fight creatures that cannot be harmed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless we can strap a grenade.
I would have probably... It says stone body. I would have probably interpreted that as being like some maybe -2 harm if you heard it. But yeah, that's basically the daylight renders them not indestructible.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Still very tough, as you know.
Right.
So yeah, you guys have no choice but to wait it out in this office.
Meanwhile, the town burns down around us.
Yeah. The one outside the hallway here does leave for a little bit. Are you guys going to stay in the office anyway?
Can I try and cast out evil and banish the gargoyle?
I would say you cannot do that while you are in a place that it can't get to anyway.
Gotcha.
You have to be where it is to do that.
Okay.
So if you guys are going to stay inside, that's probably wise. And also, the gargoyle here, which is the sister, disappears. And a few minutes later, they're both out there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that.
And they're going to town on the walls. They're trying to find a weakness. Now, your spell affected the room itself, so they are discovering through trial and error that it doesn't matter that they're not coming through the actual doorway. The room is, as a whole, is barred, and will be until one of you crosses the threshold to leave. Or, and I'm going to do a little bit of Dresden Files rules here because I like how they work. Anything that you cause to cross the barrier will also break the spell. So if you throw something or shoot through the barrier, it will dispel the spell.
Well, hopefully nobody needs to use the privy this evening while we wait this out.
Come daytime, the gargoyles have returned to their perch. Mary has been reading the ritual all night. And she says, she actually predicts that this is going to happen, that they're going to leave at sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Says, I believe that they have no choice but to be on their perch. As long as the binding is active, they have no choice but to be on their perch at sunrise and sunset.
Okay, so that's
a window to do this ritual.
Yep.
To re-up this.
All right. Let's hurry up.
Go.
All right. Yeah, you guys get out there, and Mary starts performing the ritual. It's going to take her an hour. The sun is getting higher and higher.
I want to. Can I help?
I'm going to say this. Actually, it takes a day to recover harm. I'm going to say you can each remove 1 harm from having spent the night.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a particularly restful night, but you were, locked down in one place with nothing to do but rest up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mary's starting the ritual, and for the first half hour, those gargoyles don't move. I am going to say after the first 30 minutes, if you guys want to roll magic to assist with the ritual, you can start cutting time off. But if you're rolling magic to cut time off the ritual, you will not be available to act against the gargoyles.
No, I'm going to have my gun ready to act, provide cover for...
I'm going to help with the ritual as best I can.
Okay. LJ?
I will be also ready to act with my weapon. Hold them at bay.
All right. So, at about halfway through the ritual's expected time frame, the gargoyles do start to move. Minmo, roll your magic.
Well, am I rolling a help out or am I rolling a use magic?
Ooh, that's a good question. There's a help out action which I haven't really been paying attention to.
So that
I'm gonna say, I think which is higher for you?
The use magic.
Yeah. So I'll say that we'll just interpret the banish effect as binding instead. So roll for that, and for, I'll say if you get a 7 to 9, you're going to shave 10 minutes off. And if you get a 10 plus, you're going to shave 20 minutes off.
And this is the use magic?
Yes.
I got a 6.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, at least you get XP.
XP for...
Damn straight, baby.
You're like, I get
Give me my
XP,
XP
and
point.
then I die.
So the brother gargoyle comes lunging right off the top of the church directly towards Mary. What are you doing?
I'll take a shot at it real quick.
All right. Do you want to roll to kick some ass, or are you rolling to protect someone?
I'm gonna protect someone.
That sounds like a protect someone.
Yeah, I'll roll protect someone. I got +2 to it, so.
All right, but Mia spoke up first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's resolve that one.
Yeah, let me shoot. I'll kick ass and you protect. How about
Okay.
that? I'm not very good at either or. So. Wait a minute.
Well,
that is a 9 on my kick ass.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to do its water spray attack to you because it's got to do a ranged attack as it's not coming for you, it's coming for Mary. So you're going to take 2 harm from that.
Lovely. Okay.
And you're going to deal 3 harm to it. Yeah. And Leon, you were going to roll to protect Mary.
Yep. Let's see, 5. Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a luck point.
To do what?
All right.
Increase a wound you would have suffered?
Or roll a 12.
To roll a 12.
Okay. Then yeah, what is your extra?
So this is the brother, the one that I already
Yes.
hurt. So
Correct.
I want to inflict harm on him as I protect. So I will take I will take the damage that was going to Mary on me.
Okay.
And but I will inflict my 3 harm to it as well.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna leap in front of Mary as this gargoyle is lunging for her.
Right.
LJ shoots at it as it goes past, and it also sort of barfs water all over LJ's face. It describes this as kind of a drowning effect. That's why it does harm. Yeah, it's just fully gonna lunge with its claws and tackle Mary, but you interpose yourself. So you're going to take its attack, which is 4 harm.
Right. So -1, so I take 3 harm.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then it also takes 3 harm. It's unhappy.
Yeah. Magical holy harm.
Yeah.
So it goes through any weaknesses or whatever it has.
It does not have weaknesses to
Okay.
magic or holy
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, so at this time, Mary continues the ritual. She's trying her best to ignore the monster trying to kill her. The second gargoyle now lifts up off the roof and begins flying overhead. Minmo, you're still desperately trying to help with the ritual. LJ, what will you do?
I will kick ass again, I guess.
On which gargoyle?
Let's see. The fresh one, I guess.
The one that's in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your shot.
Uh, 9 on that.
Oh, so close.
No.
Yeah, so it takes your blast, and it also does the water spout attack on you, spewing yesterday's rainwater right into your face. You're going to take another 2 harm from that.
Okay, I am practically dead at this point. I have collapsed to the ground, trying to cough out that water.
I will say at this point, Minmo, you are free to stop doing the magic and try something else.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of good options here. So Minmo's going to try and use magic to inflict harm on the on the brother gargoyle.
Okay.
Nine. It works imperfectly. So the effect I want is inflict harm, 1 harm, ignore armor, magic obvious.
Sure.
Minmo turns to it, opens his mouth, and just gushes flame out of his mouth at this gargoyle.
Go ahead and choose your glitch.
Oh. No, I don't want. I can take it. There's some blowback on that though, and Minmo burns himself a little bit.
So you're going to take the harm?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the form of the blowback is as you shoot your gout of flame out of your mouth at this gargoyle, it responds by shooting its gout of water at you, and the steam burns your face a bit. However, that was its last harm. You have killed this gargoyle.
Oh,
Nice.
And because its weakness is daylight, you have killed it permanently.
Well, maybe not the best thing, but if we're trying to bind these gargoyles to this building, but you know,
the remaining gargoyle comes down to try and get Mary. She is pissed.
I will try and protect Mary again.
Okay. Roll protect someone.
6, 7, 8. So
Okay.
I protect them, but I take some or all of the harm they were going to get.
You know what? 8 is right in the middle of the range there. 7, 8, 9. So I'm only going to give you. I wish I'd thought of this rule earlier. I'm only going to give you half the harm that she would have suffered. So you're going to take 2 harm.
Okay.
As you've kind of learned your lesson a bit from the last time about how to parry these things.
All right.
Using the shotgun, not the hands.
Gotcha. Okay, so I take 1 damage because of my armor then. Okay, so I'm at 4 ticks, which is that unstable? Yeah, I'm unstable now.
Awesome. LJ, what do you want to do?
Yeah. I have like 1 hit left. So
you have the option of changing tactics and trying to assist with the ritual.
yeah, I think I will do what I can to help out.
All right, so you can roll whatever's better for you between help or use magic. So that's help out would be cool and use magic is weird.
Help out would be better for me then.
Okay.
Uh, 8.
All right. I am going to since helping out grants them a +1 to the roll. I have rolled for Mary as though she's use magic. And with your +1, she's rolled an 11. So she is actually about to finish the ritual as you rushing around to sort of set up the candles that Minmo knocked down in his clumsiness, his fingerless clumsiness. You expose yourself to attack from the gargoyle, who her only goal is to stop the ritual. So attacking Mary didn't work because Leon protected her. So she sees you helping. She's going to come for you instead. And she's just going to turn her head to you and do the spit. So you're going to take 2 more harm from that water blast. But, well, first of all, what does that do to you?
That's going to kill me.
And I'm going.
Luck.
Spend a point of luck to avoid all harm.
I am going to spend a point of luck to avoid harm. There you go.
Great. You live somehow. You leap in the air and probably dive.
Roll.
As she spits at me, I like trip on a clump of grass and fall flat on the ground, and it passes over my head. Yeah.
That is lucky. Yeah. So because of your assistance, though, Mary manages to quickly wrap up the ritual. And this gargoyle that has been viciously assaulting you guys suddenly stops. And then flies back up to its perch. But on the way, Minmo, you hear it say,
I will come for you when the binding fails.
Excuse me.
Well,
Minmo just thinks to himself, and I'll be waiting.
and I'll be waiting. You guys have depleted the security force of the church by 50%.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good question.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else you want to do before I do a little wrap up here?
Yeah, Minmo wants to go over to the deceased gargoyle that he roasted.
Yeah.
And he puts a paw on it and just thinks a little cat prayer for this other monster that didn't really have a lot of choice in its life. And Minmo kind of isn't okay with that, but isn't sure what else to do about it.
Yeah. Poignant.
And one of my special abilities, which I really didn't get to do, which is what I need when I need it, is I pull out a little bit of a little jar of rubber cement, and wondering if we could put it back together, the statue. Once he turns back into stone, if we could piece him back together.
Yeah, he has turned into stone. And he is now just a regular ass statue with some nicks and dings in it. You could maybe with a crane get him back up onto the roof, but he's in the wrong position. Like, he's not crouching like a gargoyle anymore. He's fully stretched out in an attack mode. Yeah. And he's just a regular statue now. You can fill his nicks and dings with your rubber cement, but it's not going to put him back in the right pose.
I'm just going to lie there on the ground going, oh.
All right. Well, with Mary's help, you continue to sort of investigate the church and its surroundings. You learn that none of you are able to access that book anymore. We didn't really say what you did with the genealogy book. I assumed that you left it in its place. Anytime any of you tries to pick it up, the gargoyle from the roof comes inside.
Oh.
So as long as you don't touch it, she doesn't bother you.
Huh.
So you close that back up in its place. What you learn with Mary's help, sort of examining Father Leo's effects, is that only a member of the order can pull that book out to record names in it. The reason that it was being kept secret is because there are creatures out there that would want revenge on the Order of Hunter Monks. And if they ever found out where those people's bloodlines were, they would have a field day ripping children and grandchildren of their persecutors to shreds. As best as you can figure out, Father Leo was really just hoping to do like a big like evangelism drive and get more people into the church. It had nothing to do with his hunter activities. He was just really hoping that, like, if he spiffied the place up a bit, maybe it would bring people back. That whole parking lot thing was completely unrelated to the gargoyles.
It was our arch nemesis, Red Herring.
Herring, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, oh, another of those.
Yeah, he was just being a little bit unrealistic about how effective he could be in evangelizing this community full of Muslims and Wiccans.
Right. So his whole solution was to evangelize a bunch of people to bring them within the radius of harmful gargoyles that he didn't necessarily know he could control.
Them if they weren't going after the book, and they didn't know the book was there.
Yeah, plus he really needed more people to join the order.
Right. But what I'm saying is but the book wasn't the only thing, because the girls out in the cemetery had nothing to do with the book, and the gargoyles harmed them.
But that was all about him probably dying of a I'm going to guess COVID-related heart attack. And
right.
The gargoyles behave like that when they're not bound.
Yeah.
Right.
The binding makes them use all of their evil just to protect the book. But without the binding, their drive is just to kill and hunt.
Right, which I got. I'm just blaming Father Leo for his shitty security.
Yeah. To be fair, this was a problem he inherited.
Right.
Yeah.
And he should have found a backup solution. If you're a sole point of failure.
Well, that's what his big plan was. He was like, maybe if I had a parking lot, we'll clean the place up, we'll fix up some of these windows, and we'll get people up here. And that's what Helen was like helping him with, like events and stuff. And it's just all these people in town. They were, a lot of them anyway, were descendants of the monks, and he thought surely they'd Nope.
Nice try, Leo.
Just more victims.
Yeah.
So, are we creeping up on end of session?
Yeah, we're at the end of session. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Did we conclude the current mystery? Yes. Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
Yes, you saved Helen. Did we learn something new and important about the world? You learned that gargoyles are a thing, and that if you don't bind them to a building, they will kill everyone.
Well, and I mean, we learned about this Order of Saint Bernard, who
Order of Saint Bernard,
that we need to find.
There are just pictures of dogs on all the stained glass windows.
And the genealogy, the whole town is at risk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Father Leo's a dumbass.
Well, did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters? No, not unless you count Father Leo being a dumbass, but he's not one of the player hunters. So no.
But are we still getting three affirmatives?
Absolutely, yes.
That's so Mark 2 experience, and that might put one of us,
me,
over the line to like get an advance.
Awesome. All right. Well, guys, I'm glad we got to play this game finally.
I'm glad. I'm glad I finally got to play the character I came up with.
Yeah.
When we first put this on the docket.
Really? This is from back then.
Oh yeah, this was I was thinking about. I was like, and then I was thinking about how would you do Scooby? Like literally, not Scooby-Doo the show, but Scooby-Doo the character
as
in
a cat
this game. And I was like, you'd be like, he'd be he could be the monstrous. He'd be, like sort of like in that Venture Brothers episode.
I'm not familiar with it, but I believe you.
It's in the Venture Brothers. there was an episode where they did a spoof on the Scooby Gang, and Shaggy was I believe, son of Sam, or whoever's dog was telling them to kill people, and Scooby was that dog.
That was Son of Sam, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. And then
all right, gang. I'm gonna do the sign off for the stream real quick. We can keep talking after that. Thank you everyone for watching. On Friday night, we've got another Cyberpunk Red game coming up. Next week on this show, Alan is going to be running us through Shadow of the Demon Lord. And hopefully we get some more players for that. And at some point in the near-ish future, I believe we'll probably be back with some more Easy D6 Wasted World, because I know Scotty's chomping at the bit to jump in for that.
I cannot imagine that you wouldn't.
Yeah. All right, gang. I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.